Hey, how's it going, everyone? GC Performance here. Today I have for you guys this brand new 2021 Trek Checkpoint SL5 in a size 52, weighing at 21 pounds, 11 ounces, and in kilos, it's right at 9.84 kilos. Stay tuned to after the video. We're here for your body sound test on those wheels right there. Hey, how's it going, everyone? GC Performance here. Today I have for you guys the 2021 Diverge Sports. This is in a size 52. It does have flat pedals on it, weighing right around 22 pounds, 14 ounces. And in kilos, that is 10.40 kilos. Stay tuned to after the video. We're here, a free body sound test on these wheels right here. Thank you, guys. Hey, how's it going, everyone? GC Performance here, back with another video. Today I have for you guys two of the bigger name brand bikes out there. I have the Specialized Diverge Sport model that retails for $3,300 versus the Trek Checkpoint SL5. They're both 2021s. This one retails for $3,200. I'm going to show you guys both the features of the bikes. They're actually really similar, but they both have their own kind of twist on the take of the gravel bike, and I'll go over what those two features are. But I figured I'd show this comparison because if you were looking at that price point, you're looking at one of these bikes, you should probably know about the other one because of the fact that they are both really, really good, and you can't really go wrong with that. What's going to come down to is one, availability, and two, if there's maybe a color. But they both offer a lot of bang for the buck. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I'll break down the Trek first, then we'll go to Diverge, and we'll talk about what they both do good for each other. So over here, we have the Checkpoint SL5. Retail is $3,200. I think it weighs in right around 22 pounds. It is a full carbon frame gravel bike. It comes with a Shimano GRX group set. Starting with the handlebar, it's an aluminum bond trigger drop down handlebar. You have on here the GRX Grupo component set on here. This is more of a gravel specific component by Shimano. 2x11. It's a hydraulic disc setup as well. So it's a mechanical shifting with a hydraulic disc brake. So you still have to use a mechanical cable. So that's why you see all these cables here. The stem is a bond trigger, but they have what's set up on here as a blender incorporated. So you can add a little blender mount that incorporates into the stem. That you can put on here a light, a Garmin mount, something that is incorporated but still looks nice with that as well. That's always a nice plus. You're seeing more and more companies do that. On here, you're going to notice that there's a bunch of little nuts and bolts. This is here for a fender if you want to incorporate and run fenders on the bike, if you want to do some backpacking, if you want to run a rear rack as well, you can do so. A bunch of different hydration mounts and spots. We'll get there as well. But the color on here looks gorgeous. This is an orange color. The Trek logo is on a brushed chrome. And you can see also here you have the gloss carbon effect as well. The rims are a aluminum bond trigger wheel. They are tubeless ready. The tires that come on here are the GR1 team issue tire. It's a 700 by 40C tire. You can see it comes with the aggressive bite mark tire, so it is gravel ready, and the tires are tubeless ready as well. The bike can go up in tire size if you wanted to. You can actually put on a 700 by 45C tire. So you can see the front wheel has a tire clearance, so does the rear. It is a through axle front wheel, and then also it's a disc brake. It's a 160 millimeter rotor size, and it is a GRX flat mount disc brake as well. One thing I mentioned in the other video that I did before is I would like to see this being a little bit more flush. I get it, they want efficiency for taking off a wheel in case you get a flat with a quick release level, but I mean, for a bike for $3,200, I would really like to see this be a flush through axle, and I would like to see this brake line be inside the fork as well for a $3,200 carbon frame bike. Going down to the frame, you have the internal cable routing here. You have the water bottle mounts here and here. You can see it. This is the 500 OCLV carbon. This is not their top line carbon that they make, but still a very good midpoint. Lightweight, dense enough so you don't have to worry about cracking or failing under load in terms of gravel riding. But it's really good in the sweet spot of what it is. You can see here you have the fender mounts as well. Everything's there. Now you're seeing more and more gravel bike companies put out, or gravel bikes come with this kind of bash guard in case you're sucking up a lot of rocks, dirt, gravel, you don't want a lot of scratches. That's always a nice plus. And you have an extra water bottle mount storage right here. You can add a water bottle cage right there as well. Bottom bracket on here is not threaded. It's a BB90 by Trek. We'd like to see that threaded as well. They do actually add a chain catcher, which is a nice plus because the Specialized does not have that. So gravel riding, you gotta think chain's gonna be jumping around a lot. Your chain's gonna fall off into the frame. You don't want to get any scratches or nard up there. So that's always nice plus if they add that. You can always add that to the Specialized later on down the road, but yes. Crank is a Shimano GRX crank, and it's a 46 tooth chairing up here and a 30 on the low, so it's a 2x up front which gives you a wide range of where you can ride. Let's say you start off, you want to ride in Florida, but then you want to have the option to go backpacking or maybe into the mountains. You have the gear range for that. So you don't have to worry about if it's a one by, you don't have to swap chainrings out, you don't have to get a different cassette. This thing is capable as is to get ready to take it off to wherever you want to go. You have the Shimano GRX front derailleur. You have the Made in Taiwan sticker right here. 52 centimeter, like I said. And then this is what the Trek's kind of, not their gimmick to it, but this is their feature of the bike. This is their ISO speed to allow a little bit more of a cup link right here, which is going to allow a little bit more forgiveness on the seat post. It'll be a little bit more comfortable, more compliant. It's going to offer a little bit more room. So it just makes it able to the rider to endure more and be able to be more comfortable and kind of give off or dampen off those vibrations as much. So there is a little bit more giveaway right here, which is a nice plus. So you got to think you're sitting on the bike, you're riding on gravel for a long period of time. You want a little bit of movement, you want a little bit of give, you want some forgiveness to last a little bit longer. So that's good. You can see right here, you have a fender mount bolt right there. You can see the frame, it's circular and then kind of goes down to a flat spot. A lot of room for that tire to go a little bit wider, a lot of room for a fender to be added as well. Chain on here is a Shimano 105 chain. Cassette to Shimano 105, I believe 1134. And then the cassette back or the rear derailleur is a Shimano GRX rear derailleur with the clutch. So this is always gonna be added on the GRX systems. That's gonna make this clutch in the back, this cage, so that way the cage will not be bouncing around if you're riding dirt. This is with the clutch off. You can see there's a lot of play in this chain, a lot of slack, or a lot of play in this clutch or in the cage. Go ahead and hit this on. Now I can barely move it. I really have to push past like that to get it to move. This will change the feeling of the shifting as well. With the clutch on, it'll be a little bit more harder to push through that shift, so don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about thinking it's gonna break or nothing like that. That's the feel of it. When the clutch is off, it's gonna be a little bit more of a smoother shift. And then you have on here the Imonda style seat post. The frame post goes all the way up. You have this adjustment right here for the aluminum frame or for that aluminum post on there. It's nice, it's very nice. The wheel on the back is a Bontrager aluminum rear wheel. You have a normal hub on there, which you hear a free body sound test in the back. Same tires up front, it's a 700 by 40C. Tires are tubeless ready, rims are tubeless ready. Yes, but very good bike for what the money is. Now that I showed you that one, again, it's $3,200. Let's show you where your money can get with the Specialized Diverge for $3,300 and show you all this kind of quirks and everything like that. So this is Specialized Diverge Sport. It's a 2021. Comes with Shimano GRX, the same components, same group set. Nothing really different. Benefit to the Diverge is that you can actually run either a 700C wheel or it's actually completely changeable that you can run a 650B. So you can put two different wheel sizes on there. If you want to do a 650B, which is like a 27.5-inch tire, you can run a little bit more single track, more aggressive roads, you have more options. And also with this, it has the Future Shock, which this is one of the best platforms I've ever seen on a bike incorporated. I know it seems gimmicky, but it's one of the things that you have to ride to feel it and actually believe. It's one of the best suspensions out there. It's a 20mm travel suspension above the platform of the bike. So when you're pushing down power, you're not losing anything on the bike. You're not losing any power, you're not losing any momentum. The only thing you're gonna get back is a little more comfortable and you won't get fatigued as much in your shoulders, your arms, your triceps, your elbows, everything. It's gonna take away a lot of that numbness. So when you're riding on those rough roads and it's vibrating a lot, it just makes the bike a whole lot smoother. So give it up to Specialized for that. I'm a huge fan of it. When I first saw it on like the 2016 Roubaix, I was doubting it like crazy, but it's been around for a while, it's prevailed, and it's a beautiful system. I love that it's above the bike itself, and that was my main worry, is that with anything moving on the bike, you're gonna lose power, but it's all above it, so it's doing a really good job. Also with this, you can add 3 spacers underneath it to make it go higher as well. But yes, so let's get right into this. It is a 8R carbon fiber frame, which is similar to their OCLV 500, so the carbon material is pretty similar. On here you can see the handlebars flare out a little bit more. This is a Specialized aluminum handlebar with a riser bar on here too, so it gives you a little bit more height as well. But you can kind of see you have a little bit more of a normal gravel bar with a little flare. So that's one plus the Specialized. Shifters are exactly the same. It's a Shimano GRX shifter, 2x11 with a hydraulic disc brake. I like how they added the internal hose for the fork running, which is nice. And then we go on down to the fork. You can see right here, you have the water ball mounts, fender mounts, whatever you want to do. You can incorporate fenders on here as well. I believe the tires that are in here right now are a 700 by 40C sorry, 700 by 38. These can actually run up to a 700 by 47C tire, so a little bit wider tire. 650B by 2.1 you can put on here as well. And then I forgot to mention, this is a Specialized proprietary stem that works with this Future Shock, but also can incorporate and integrated their own proprietary mount as well for a light or for a Garmin mount. So big plus to Specialized and Bontrager for making those nice. You want cleanliness, you want to look good as well. But yes, big kudos to Specialized for giving an integrated mount system right there as well. Sorry I'm pausing so much in the video, guys. It is extremely hot. It's midday in Florida here. It's about 2 o'clock. But the only way to get these videos out is in direct sunlight. That's the reason why I want to show you guys, so that way you guys don't get misconception when looking online. Like this bike right here is like the Ice Papaya, kind of whatever. You won't see this online, that colorway with the stripes on the top too. You won't see that papaya colored fork on there. You won't see that orange on the Trek over there either. So it looks different in the sunlight, so I wanted to show these off. But it is god awful hot out here. Okay, so tire size, everything, internal fork, a through axle wheel as well. Wheels are a DT Swiss G540. They are tubeless ready. The tires are tubeless ready as well. You just need to make the get the valves, get the tubeless fluid, and you'll be good to go. Going down, you have the bento box up here for storage, which the Trek has as well. You have over here the seat collar, the water bottle storage here, the Fact Carbon 8, which is still a really decent set of carbon on here. Crank is the exact same as what I showed you. This is the GRX carbon crank with a 4630, 46 tooth being the top, 30 tooth being the bottom. The Shimano GRX front derailleur as well. There is no chain catcher on here, which I'd like to see add to that, but you can always add that as a consumer. Just get one for the front derailleur. This is a threaded bottom bracket, which I prefer more, with a Shimano bottom bracket on there. It's always nice. We do have a little bit more of a chain protector on the Specialized with this rubber coating right here that goes over the top. But you can see on the checkpoint, this has a lot more clearance where the chain is, so I don't think you actually get any kind of chain slap on there. So that's good. You have lower seat stays to make it a little bit more aero, whereas the checkpoint looks a little bit more like the Amanda and the Madone, where they just kind of go all the way up to the top. You have the GRX rear derailleur, which I showed you with the clutch as well. So same derailleur, same rear derailleur, same front derailleur, same crank, same cassette, 1134, same chain as well, to 105 chain. So nothing really different. DT Swiss wheels, the G540. I will say that these DT Swiss wheels are wider, and it's DT, so I mean, I'm not gonna say they're better than Bontrager, but they look a little bit wider and they look a little bit more impact resistant, which that's better. The tire on here is going to be the Pathfinder Sports on the 700 by 38C tire. You can see it has a little bit of a mid tire, so it's very smooth on top, ergonomic, and it has some aggressive bite to the outside of the tire. Look how much I'm sweating out here, it's crazy. You get a carbon fiber seat post, which is just kind of like a heavier carbon. It's not the top line carbon, but it is a carbon fiber seat post. And then a Specialized power saddle. The power saddles are everywhere, very similar to this Verse Comp. See right here. Through axle on the rear for the wheel as well. And also same thing. This does come with a bash guard for the bottom of this Diverge as well, but we just didn't put on yet. The customer can do that, but it also has a water bottle mount, so they have the same thing. So the bikes are very, very similar. I'm in Vietnam. What the hell? So the bikes are very, very similar for the money. So to wrap it up, it's going to come down to, I think, brand loyalty and color. But if you do have this much money, $3,200, $3,300, and you're in the look for a gravel bike and you're considering one over the other, go back and take a look at these two bikes, because they both do their own thing really well. Now, obviously, I'm very biased towards Specialized. I'm a huge fan of that Future Shock. I think that's very dedicated to gravel. I think that's a perfect setup, and you're going to see a lot more of that in the future. Shock. But yes, I'm a big fan of Diverge. I think they killed it with that bike. Also, with being in the fact of how you can run a 47C tire on there, you can also run a 650B wheel on there as well. So if you want to do some single track mountain bike riding, you can put a smaller diameter wheel on there and also a wider tire. You can put a 2.1 up there. The Future Shock is a plus. You have the more dedicated flared out gravel bars that give you a little bit wider handling and wider steering, which will give you control on the trails. But my biased opinion will be Specialized. I know it's $100 more, but I just think you get a lot more bang for the buck with the Future Shock in there. I never rode the ISO Speed on gravel. I rode the ISO Speed Madone on road, but we're very smooth over here anyway, so any kind of bike feels good. I mean, everyone's running 28C tires now anyway, so it feels like a limo as well. But again, to wrap it up, components are exactly the same, crank is the same, cassette's the same, chain's the same, Derailleur is the same, front derailleur is the same. Wheels are very similar in their own aspect. Those are bond triggers, either DT Swiss. Shifters are the same. Stems both do the same thing with the integrated mounts. But it's going to come down to either color choice and brand loyalty, and if you can find it in stock. But they're both great bikes. I'd go Specialized if that was my call, but it is what it is. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned to the after video here, free body sound test on both these wheels. And you guys will hear them spin and brrr. And again, yeah, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. All right, guys, so we have here the 2021 Trek Checkpoint SL5. Here comes a free body sound test on this rear bond trigger wheel. Here we go. Nothing crazy, but sounds good. All right, guys, thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Hey, guys, Specialized Diverge Sport here, 2021. This is a DT Swiss G540. Here comes the free body sound test right now. Again, nothing crazy, but sounds good. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.